light, the beauty within shining bright. Wings of steel, so loud. She has scars, but she flaunts them proud. Perfectly imperfect.
So what I want to do now is I want to just pull a affirmation card from our deck. It is our affirmation deck for positivity and change. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got for today. Ooh, this is so funny. You guys know this is not planned. I am authentic. I am authentic is our affirmation for today. If you've never used affirmations, they help you to rewire your brain. Okay, so what the idea with affirmations is for you to take a negative thing that you say to yourself and replace that with a positive. Okay, now it's really important that when you're using affirmations, they really resonate with you. This has been, I am authentic, has been something that has been running through my cycle as in a growth mindset for a few years now. Okay, getting to your authentic self takes a lot of time, a lot of study, a lot of questioning if the things that you're doing and have been doing are really serving you in being your best self or reaching the goals that you are wanting to reach in your life. Okay, so this is, we're being nudged. I am authentic. Okay, I am authentic is our affirmation for the day. Okay, been working. Yeah, it's a long process. It's a long process. And it's just like uncovering the layers. You know, I don't like to compare ourselves to onions. What could I say? We are like a lotus that has tons of blossoms, right? Or tons of petals. And each petal we open up, we have a new level that we have to explore to get to the root of who we are. Okay? So I want to know, have you ever felt like you're going through the motions of life, but you're not really happy? Living authentically means aligning your actions and choices with your true self, values, and desires. So when we live authentically, we feel energized, fulfilled, and at peace. However, inauthenticity can leave us feeling drained, stuck, or even numb. Let me know. Are you having any of that going on? But it's okay if you're not, because you can always change that. Okay? If you can move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, you can change anything. But if you're that person that keeps saying, this is just how I am and nothing's going to change, then you're not going to change, right? You need to want that, and that's really important. Common signs that you're not living authentically, okay, is it's not always easy to define, but often when it's missing, right, we have some things that go on, okay? So the number one thing is if you're constantly seeking validation from people. So do you find yourself making decisions to please others or to gain approval? Or to avoid conflict, which is a big one. How many times have you done something for someone, even though it didn't feel right, because that person, it'd be a big fight, right? How many times have you done that? And like if your happiness depends on external validation, it's a sign that you've lost touch with what matters most to you, okay? Thank you. Too many times. Me too. Me too. Yeah. In the past, lots. I would say now, I really have to it still happens. I still want to do that. But then I realize it's not really going to get me where I need to be. It's not really going to help people to know how to treat me, right? Because when we are seeking validation, we're always, bending to people's will and doing whatever we want. How is that helping that person to actually know what we want and need? It's not, if you're not aligned with that, right? The next thing is your actions and values don't align. So a lot of people say I don't feel good doing this. Why am I doing this? Why am I sitting in this 9 to 5 job that brings me strife? Why am I going to parties with friends that I don't even align with? Why am I doing that? Right? Like, if you are questioning why you're doing something, something is off, right? Something doesn't align, and you have to sit down and think like, well, what do I need to do to feel better about this, right? Because while we want to be helpful to other people, or we want to do things to make people happy, or we settle and think like, oh, I guess, this is the best I can do, you're cheating yourself out of something better. So yeah, think about that. Think about how if your actions are aligning with the values. And if you don't know what your values are around certain things, sit down and think about it. Does what you're doing actually align with your values? And do you value that thing? And if you don't, then you have to rejig that, okay? And I want to tell you too, I know that people are like really happy with the version that they know of us. And we think that we have to really stay true to who we've always been or whatever that is. But I want to tell you that you can give yourself the permission to change if something is not working for you, even if it's going to make people feel uncomfortable. Because the fact is like, when you're doing that, you are going to see very quickly who's there for you and who's there for what you serve for that person. It's really important that you are around people that are going to be with you through your changes and understand that, and not judge you on it, or not make you feel bad. So here's an example. You're changing your way of eating, for instance, right? Maybe you're counting your calories, you're trying to lose a little bit of weight, and you go to a dinner with your friends that have known you for many years, and you order that salad and chicken, because that salad and chicken is going to keep you in your calories, you're going to feel great, and you have that vision of your journey when you are that healthier person, right? Everyone at the table is like, salad is for rabbits. Why are you eating that? Why don't you just get the wings? And you're like, no. How many times have I been sitting at a table where I've got to be like, mind your own, enjoy your wings. I'm not telling you not to eat them. But that doesn't work for me. It takes a lot of courage to be authentic and be ourselves and really be clear and focused. People don't want us to be clear and focused. People are jealous. Let's just speak truth. People don't want to see you rise. They want to pick you apart to make sure that you just stay in the spot that they're happy seeing you in, right? It's more about them, right? So it's like not personal, but how many times have I had to tell people off that my chicken and salad is just as good as their wings? You just gotta do what you feel is going to help you, because your relationship with yourself is your biggest investment. That person is not investing in you, right? You're investing in you. You got to live with yourself every single day. That person sees you for dinner and they leave, right? So like just getting really grounded and rooted into who you are and what you're doing and why you're doing it, and not being afraid to be that person even when people are not comfortable with that. Because you know what? You might inspire somebody else at that table to do something in their life that's going to further them. Maybe it's not weight loss, but maybe they start a new side gig. Maybe you are the inspiration for that person to be better, right? And you can do that while you're on your journey to be your most authentic self, right? Just become the example. And you will see people will either fall away or they'll get closer to you, right? It's that simple. The other thing is like if you're chronically dissatisfied. I have so many people in my life that I've had in my life for many years that are so dissatisfied all the time. It doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what they do, they're always upset about something. They're always dissatisfied, okay? And this is really like that feeling of emptiness that can indicate that something fundamental is missing in your life. What is that? What is that thing? You got to shift that, okay? Let me know. Have you dealt with people that are chronically dissatisfied? Chronically dissatisfied. And I don't know about you, like, it is really hard to deal with people that nothing makes them happy, because you literally realize at some point you're either on that boat of like always hemming and hawing with them, or you're on that boat of like, I gotta jump out and swim and go somewhere else, and I'm gonna do that work because I don't want to be near that. Okay? I don't want to be near that. So think about that. Okay? The fourth thing is like, you become numb or burnt out. Okay, so everyone always waits until the last straw is taken. So, you know, don't wait until things are like super bad. When things are going downhill, it's important that you are trying to reach out and ask for help. The wellness industry has grown so much since I started doing this, that there is no more shame anymore around reaching out for help. Okay? As somebody that grew up with parents that just decided that I needed to figure things out on my own, my emotions weren't important, how I felt wasn't important, and just to kind of like push that under the rug, but while expecting me to be able to navigate everything and be perfect and know all the answers, we need to know that we can reach out for help. That's why we have so many amazing things in our wellness space. If energy is not for you, that's fine. Go to a different source. Okay? So, if you become numb or burnt out, you're there. You need to figure out what it is you need to do. And if you're having a hard time doing that, you go to the person that you trust the most, and you take all of the courage that you have in you, even if it's a drop, and you say, life is shit right now and I need help. I need something. And I guarantee you that person is going to try to help you. Okay? And if they can't help you, I'm sure that if you trust them and they mean something to you and you mean something to them, they're going to try to help you. Okay? We need to really hold on to that. We need to hold on to people actually making space for others. The people in my life that I have make space for me. Every time. And I try to do that for those people too, because it's reciprocal, right? So think about that. Also think about what can bring you joy or passion, right? If you're burnt out, like, what were things that you used to do that brought you joy and passion? And if you don't have that right now, what happened? What can you do to get that back? Okay? And okay, I've dealt with like a low humming depression my whole life. So I know when we are in the depths of despair, it is really, really difficult to reach out, because your thoughts and your mind are telling you you're worthless. You're not worth it. Who are you to ask for help? You're in the low, like you're in the pits, okay? I know it's hard, but just step by step, one minute at a time. 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. You just reach out to one person and just say, I'm not doing well. I need someone to talk to. Because you need to you need to know that you are worthy. There's a reason why you're here, no matter what you're doing on this earth. You are useful. You are helpful. You have a purpose here. If it's small, if it's huge, if it's medium, I don't care. Somebody in your circle cannot live without you. Even though your brain is telling you that they can, they cannot. Okay? So just stay with us. All right? So we've identified all of the things that can indicate that we're not living authentically. So why is it hard to recognize the problem sometimes? So let's talk about cultural and societal expectations. Okay, so we're often taught to prioritize success and conformity, others' needs. Okay, these pressures can mask what's truly important to us. The fear of change. This is the biggest one. We are so afraid to change. Fear is something that stops us from doing amazing things. Okay? So just embracing your authenticity requires letting go of familiar patterns, which can feel risky or uncomfortable. If I sit in front of somebody and they don't say to me at some point, Josie, you have changed, you are different from when I talked to you, whatever, I would say, I hope so. Because if you are complacent, you're not moving, which means you're not growing, which means we're always changing. So you're either not listening to the signals or you're scared and you don't know where to start, right? But I don't want anyone to not say to me that I've changed. I've changed. Every day I change. Every day you're changing. So recognize that. Recognize that you're always changing and you just need to make a choice. Okay? I know it's scary. I'm doing scary things all the time. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know. Half the time I'm like, I don't know. But I'm trusting the process. I'm having faith that I can do that. I can persevere. And so can you if you apply yourself. Just to little things. It doesn't have to be huge. Okay? The other thing is like habitual living. So over time, we can become so accustomed to inauthentic behaviors that we feel normal. We feel normal. So the good news is awareness is the first step to changing. Okay? So practical tools to start, recognizing your authenticity is journaling, prompts. So set aside a few minutes to explore these questions. Okay? What brings me joy and how often do I prioritize it? What am I doing for others that doesn't feel true to myself? So just take an inventory. Also writing down your thoughts can help with clarity. And I've talked about this in 2024 about journaling, being able to really be a vehicle to you really clarifying what's going on, seeing the bigger picture. Okay, because once you get those thoughts down on paper, you're able to examine them. Okay, as well as doing mindful practice. So when I sit here with you guys and we're doing an activation or a meditation, or I'm getting you to focus on my voice or on something, okay, I am bringing you to a state of mindfulness. Because with mindfulness, what you're able to do is actually enjoy this moment. You are not in the past and you're not in the future. You are right here. And it's important that you are experiencing your life, facing hard emotions when they come up, facing the amazing emotions when they come up, celebrating in the things that we're doing every single day to help ourselves. Okay? And these are scary things, but with practice, you can get to the root of anything that you're going through. Okay? And there's people around you that can help you do that. So keep your eye on the helpers that you have around you that are in shift or change like you are, or are growing at a speed that you think is quick. Okay? Because those are your best resources, are people that are doing the work continuously. They could give you a nugget or something you can use. Okay? The other thing is an energy check-in. Okay? So pay attention to energies that drain you, things that drain you, activities and people that leave you exhausted. Okay? That might not be aligning with your authentic self. I have so many people that I have stopped talking to because every time I talk to them, I feel ill for a couple of days. You can't be doing that. If you want to change and really evolve into the authentic person that you are, because you are taking away from that. So you got to think about your goals. What is helping you get there and what is taking you away from that? Okay? So how to culture courage and to embrace authenticity, because I've been doing this for years. Okay. So, Mike said he's been, getting to his authentic self for 4 years. I would say I'm probably on to 7 or 8. Like if you met me a long time ago, I would be a completely different person. So this is not something that happens overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. This is a chip away process. This is a work at your own pace, and I want you to know too that God, the universe, whatever it is that you connect with is always sending you some sort of communication about where you are. Okay, so really keep your eyes open for things that are happening around you, things that are happening with people, signs that you might be getting. Okay, and really start thinking about, why is that coming to me? I don't know about you. Sometimes when I'm working on something, I'll get a message from a friend, then I'll get one on social media, mostly because they stalk us, but then I'll get one right out of left field that I don't even know, from a stranger. Maybe they say something to me, because people stop and talk to me all the time, and you think, I've heard that 3 times now. Well, that's not a coincidence, my loves. That's not a coincidence. That is the universe or God communicating with you. So open your ears and your eyes and really start noticing what is happening around you and where you're being challenged to shift, right? So start small. Practice saying no to one thing that doesn't align with you this week. Okay? Celebrate progress. Recognize and celebrate small wins. We don't always have to win in a big way to feel fulfilled. Okay? Maybe you are in deep depression right now and you woke up and you took a shower. That is a win. You brushed your teeth. That is another win. You walked down and made yourself a coffee. Because I know functionally, as somebody that has been depressed through my life, those are hard things to do. Taking a shower feels hard. That's a win. So small steps to make those big, huge changes in your life over time. And embrace the journey. Remember that it isn't a destination. It's a lifelong process of tuning into yourself and making adjustments as needed. Okay? So just take that first step. Reflect on an area in your life where you feel out of alignment. Okay? What's one small change you can do today to honor your true self? Think about it and do that thing. And remember that it's a journey, once again, one that brings greater joy and fulfillment and purpose as you grow. It's also painful. So remember that it's going to be painful, and that's part of life. How we work through our hardest times is really indicative of how resilient we are, what kind of mindset we're bringing forward, what it is we want in our life, and how we want to get that. Okay? So I think I'm done preaching. I hope you resonated with something that I said today. And if you need to talk, you just reach out to me. What else can I tell you? January the 30th, I'm doing my very first group Reiki session. There's a link in my bio from Eventbrite. Okay. One of my intentions this year is to help people to transform themselves through their life force energy and learn more about that. So we're doing a new beginning, new start, refresh, Reiki. Okay. And it's going to be an hour of really just connecting with yourself and opening up your life force energy. Okay. And it's very affordable. I wanted anybody to be able to come on in and do this if they want to. Okay. I think that this works in the bigger picture of me really showing people that you can use different things and different tools to help you get closer to your authentic self and to bring calm and to prioritize yourself, because you are important. All right. I love you guys. Okay. I hope you have a good 2025. And just remember to be kind, because we have no idea what the hell people are going through. Okay. Your smile, your hello, your kindness is something that can change their day, their week, their month, or their year. All right. See you next time.
Butterflies unite, sisters in strength, a guiding light, the beauty within shining bright. Wings of steel,